Is fake currency out now? Is India completely out of fake currency? Remember, we told about a possible explanation for why demonetization was done in 2016, that India was being run over by fake currency, which was very, very difficult to distinguish. Even banks were not able to see it. I mean, that's why I wrote the book, Who Painted My Money White? For more, you can read that book. It's a book of fiction, but it's got a lot of reality built into it as the story goes from one city to another. Now, news is coming that the 2000 rupee note is also being heavily counterfeited. Now, remember that this came into circulation only in 2016 post demonetization. And now in 2021, over 60% of the fake notes seized were of the denomination of 2000. So what's going to happen with the government trying to not print 2000? Like, for example, you go to an ATM, withdraw 20,000, see what notes you get. Mostly it will be 500s and 200s. You will not get 2000. So clearly the government is systematically reducing printing new 2000 rupee notes. So whatever is coming into the system now has to be fake. So at some point of time, the signaling will come from the government saying that we no longer print 2000 rupee notes. They are not going to say that 2000 rupee notes are going to go out of circulation. They are not going to repeat the mistake that happened in 2016. They'll merely say that we are no longer printing 2000 rupee notes. That's an indication to all you and I, everyone, that you should no longer trade or use the 2000 rupee note. If the merchants who are accepting money become aware of this, then believe me, this will stop like a switch. What happened? Why did the Indian government not catch the counterfeiters who are now counterfeiting the new 500 and the new 2000? Remember, the shape of the 2000 rupee note also changed in 2016. So why is the government not able to catch it? Well, for one thing, in 2016, India had only one adversary. Today, India has at least two known adversaries, perhaps a half if you think about all the rogue elements in Afghanistan. So there is a fair amount of incentive to try and destabilize the only non-Islamic nation in this hemisphere or in this area. So what is to be done? How do you and I, common people, how do we combat it? For one thing, what we can do is we can reduce consumption of rupee notes. So don't use rupees for transactions. Use as far as possible UPI, whether it is the vegetable vendor or your car vendor, whatever it is, you start using UPI transactions. And that's going to also have a good side effect, which is that corruption inside India in the form of rupees at the lower levels where you're going to give, that is going to start going down. Why? Because as people start having less amount of money in their hands, the corruption amounts will go down, because somebody who is going to demand 20,000 will probably demand now 4,000 or 5,000, because it is difficult to carry so many notes for using 500 and 200 rupee notes. So see, that's how the overall corruption amounts will start coming down. The second thing you will start seeing is that whenever there is corruption, let us say at the higher bureaucratic level, let's say, somebody has caught a company doing money laundering and they want to settle, and they say, okay, give me so much money and I'll make your problem go away. For these kinds of things, the money will have to be transferred from one foreign bank to another foreign bank, because then the Indian government will not come to know of it. That might happen too. Even $50,000 of bribe might become something that will get transferred from bank account A to bank account B. The said bank account B will be that of a babu, and then things start moving. But here is the problem. The government has another tool in its hands. And what is that? The government has one tool, that is that it can start tracking the foreign currency movements of Indian nationals. And even those who have left abroad, even though there's always this news story coming up saying that the HNIs have left abroad, and they say that the numbers are increasing every year. The way I see it is, it doesn't matter where one lives. If they find India as a good source of labor and resources, then they will definitely come to India. This is not somebody who's in business is going to look for the best way to get his thing done so he can maximize his profit. This selfishness will always also help him identify the best source where he can get his things done at the lowest cost. So a lot of good things to go, but I have a feeling that this is not the end of it. We should not chastise Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You would have seen this slide here where I put up this thing, which was 4 days after the demonetization was done. He said that, if I don't scrap all fake notes within 50 days, you can punish me. Well, these are all rhetoric. He has done his bit. He's tried. He has not been very successful, but demonetization is rarely successful because you need to keep a very, very small amount of people in the loop before you do something like this. So we'll take as things are, but you and I can do this. As far as possible, don't pay for your transactions with cash. I know it is difficult. Go to a hairdresser. The easiest thing to do is just give him the notes and be done with it. Or if you are hailing cab, you pay using cash. This is going to go down very, very soon. And at least the high ticket items, you will be forced to start buying it either using your credit card or a UPI or something of that nature. And I encourage each and every one of us to do this because we need to help the government combat this fake currency racket. Oh, also read my book, Who Painted My Money White? It's an Amazon India bestseller. It was the #1 position for several weeks before COVID hit, and then it has not recovered to the same dizzy heights, but it manages to be in the top 20 or top 30. And I'm very happy with the fact that so many of you have taken to reading and you can learn the lessons from there. It's a very simple thing. Use as little money as possible. Use as little cash as possible. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. If you liked our research, consider donating using the super thanks button. Namaskar.